You know, I'm embarrassed to say that when I was younger, if I was sitting with a beautiful young lady like yourself, I would not be toasting with a cup of decaf coffee. Miss.
Tigonie, but my friends call me T. Hello.
Hey, Michelle, how are you?
I'm good, Lawrence. How are you?
Oh, I am wonderful, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here and doing this. It means so much. You know, every time somebody sees a flyer with your picture on it, the first thing they say is, "How you get Lawrence to do a show?"
Oh, well, the reason probably is I stopped acting many years ago. You know, sitting on stage one day, I accidentally looked out in the audience and saw people staring back at me. It was like, what do they really want from me? And from there, I stopped acting. I decided to focus on directing. So it's always fun to get back on stage, and I'm excited to be back
I
on
was about to
stage
say, I'm
again with
really
you.
glad you're back. I'm really glad you're back. So this show, Tigany, this is we're the first people to ever do it. I very much enjoyed that. Did you enjoy that aspect of it?
I did. Um, and that was weird because I was acting and directing this show the
Mm-hmm.
first time. So it was really interesting to see what I thought I wanted to have this show be about versus what it actually was. And I enjoyed both processes. And I don't think they ever married, but I think I grew watching you help me grow. So it was fun.
What was your original thought process of the show?
Uh, a much darker version of this show where it really highlighted the trauma and the stress of living in these conditions. Um, so that was my first thought was how do I highlight all of this trauma that's in this show?
Mm-hmm.
And as a director, I had all these plans for that. But then as the actor working with you, I was able to see, oh my gosh, I got to remember these people are human.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that they enjoy? Where is the humor? Where is the light part? It's not just trauma, it's about surviving and living. So
Yeah.
that was what was fun for me in this.
Yeah, I think when I originally picked up the script, I was like, this is really dark and I really like it. I really liked it. I was like, this is a wild script. But like I don't know, I still feel like it was really dark. I don't know if I pulled out a softer side or more human side of Tiffany per se. But like that girl crazy.
We're all crazy. That's the good thing about being a human being. As
And
long
there's
as you're
no
human
normal.
still, you're a little crazy. When you lose your craziness, that's when you become robotic. You're out of your mind.
Maybe. But what I've come to realize is that we are all out of our minds. And that there is no norm in this abnormal world we live in where people create their own norms every single day.
It's a dark show. But it's only dark in the fact of what do we expect from other people versus
Uh-huh.
what is it that people really do. And that's what's great about theater always to me. It's we get to see what people would normally do in real life. We can stand on a street corner.
Uh-huh.
But in theater, we get to see some extraordinary choices that people get to make. And that's what made this show fun for me. Seeing some of these extraordinary choices. Um, whether it's from drug dealing to religion, whether it's murder or forgiveness, it's those things that we can see and play out in our head as we watch these characters do it, um, and then see where it goes from there.
When you play, what's his real name?
Bishop Thomas.
You play Bishop Thomas, and who is he? What's he like? What's he about? How did you get into character? Just all that good stuff.
So the first thing that drew me to him, he's a New Orleanian, from
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans, so I understood some of the mentality that goes into this, the human of this, not
Mm-hmm.
what he is, but who he is.
I go there too. I'm from New Orleans.
What? That's amazing. So am I. You know, I go to the crew every time I slide through New Orleans.
Same here.
In New Orleans, the thing is about we can get along with everybody, but we're all survivalists, and we survive through other people.
Mm-hmm.
whether that's through pleasure, happiness, partying, or exploitation manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we do second lines to celebrate, bring community out, but we're all using each other in different ways. And
Mm-hmm.
using is not a good or a bad thing, it's survival. So I understood that component of who he is. Then the what's. I looked out as a younger man, he was a horrible human being, involved in the drug game that made some of the worst decisions
Mm-hmm.
that he could make to create a power structure for himself. Then, as an older man, he was able to let all of that go through religion and find a different path and find redemption for himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking at that character, it's where can I go to live in both hate and love? And that's what it really came down to. To be a drug dealer in that type of a guy, you have to hate a lot of people, a lot of things, and including yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really finding that balance of what is my hate for myself versus when did I find the love and how can I live between those two
Mm-hmm.
in the moment when I'm on stage with you. So that's what I did. I looked for that.
Were there any difficult parts, like to grapple with? Like, I know for me coming through the script, it was a lot of why would she say this but do that, and why is she. For me, it was more like, why is she so angry? Like, okay, she found out. Like, I just, go on with my life, but she had to get like revenge in a sense. Like, were there any parts for you that it was hard to grapple with within yourself?
No, it wasn't.
Ew.
I understood. I knew, not personally, but I have known enough people in my journey through life to understand what this character is. Um, Unlike your character who goes through a complete psychological shift.
Yeah.
Mine is a spiritual journey that lasted over 50 or 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to go through that shift through the play. I get to
Yeah.
live that out in rehearsal and in my process. You, on the other hand, are on stage going through this journey within 35, 40 minutes. So
Right.
I'm sure it's much more difficult for you to get to that than it was for me.
Yeah, so the first time we did it was at the Onyx Festival, and we had 3 weeks to get ready for it. So I think for me, it was just get all the lines down. Like, if you can get the lines down, you're good. So that was the first 2 weeks. But yeah, just figuring out. I feel like Tigonie was one by far the most difficult character I've ever played, I think. Just because there's so many ups and downs, and her story is terrible. Like how she figured out who she was and how she came to be. There's no, not even a happy ending. Like, even the silver lining in it for Tigonie, once it happens, it's not, I don't feel like it's as silver as she thought it was gonna be. Because then there's a whole nother piece of sin that she now has to deal with again. She has to ask for forgiveness and stuff like that. So yeah, it was interesting. But I didn't grow up in New Orleans, but I went to Southern, and I met a lot of girls down there, and so I was able to pull a lot from girls who had slashed tires and poured acetone on new paint jobs and stuff. It was great. So I feel like I was able to pull a little bit from my experience being in Louisiana for 4.5, 5 years. So yeah.
And what you're saying about this, the tragedy of it all, and that's what I really credit Levi Frazier, the playwright, for this. Just using that frame of Antigone, the Greek tragedy,
Mm-hmm.
and finding it within the Black community,
Yeah.
and not just being tragic, but having a message where some people might see that message as revenge. Some people might see that message as forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
It's an open message, unlike a lot of Greek tragedies that
Yeah.
really are cathartic, but release of emotion. This one gives you an intellectual choice
Yeah.
to make on your own. So I really appreciate that. And from that, which choice did you make on Tigonie? Maybe we have to see the show if it's revenge or is it forgiveness.
You'll have to see the show. I'm not gonna say which choice I made, but I thought the script. Shout out to Levi because I thought the script was written masterful. Another thing, this is one of the first scripts where when I say I had to do research, like it wasn't just like you research every script, like you want to find out, but like I'm looking up names and presidents and where they were born and their lifestyle, like the first one I mentioned, the president of the Philippines and what he did and why he did it and why my character identified with it. Like he killed drug dealers because of things that happened in his childhood. Rodrigo Duerte. Now he doesn't judge; he just executes.
Yeah, terrible, isn't it?
Actually, I think it's great. Cheers. That was something for my character to grab onto. The crack epidemic of the 80s. So I was familiar with it, but I was born in the middle of it, so I didn't know as much about it. So reading about that, watching YouTube videos about women who were on crack at the time who like literally wanted help. They were like, we'll do anything for help, but beds are full. Knowing that the government infiltrated the neighborhoods to put crack in there and seeing women struggle with actual faces and names the whole culmination of the play was just a big, I feel like, history project for me in a sense. I can remember when the opioid crisis came out, my mom was like, yeah, whatever. And I was like,
we went through this already in our
yeah,
community.
and she was like, they didn't care as much back in the 80s. And I was always wondering, like, you know, but then when I realized what happened, I was like, oh yeah, I get it. Like the crack epidemic was really bad and there was no aid for our community at all. So just tying it all in, because then that even gives me, your character, like more humanity because it's like, well, why were you doing it? Like, why were you selling drugs at the time? Like, what happened to you that made you this way? So the script is just beautiful. Like, you'll have to do your research when you see this show.
And that is one of the things I also love about this show. It's very smartly written, but it is not lecturing. It is not didactic. It's not preachy.
It's a little preachy.
Yeah.
Tigonie preaches a little bit.
No, Tigonie is preaching to herself. It's not telling the audience.
Oh no, it's not. It's not preaching to the audience, but she gets in her bag a little bit about what's right, what's wrong, how this is transpired, why it's all Bishop Thomas's fault. Like she gets a little.
And kudos to you because you got what 2/3 of the lines in this show. Yeah, but no, it's a really smart show, but it really allows the audience to be witnesses instead of having to think in the moment. They get to think after the show.
Yeah,
they get to be witnesses during the show. That's what's really smart about this script.
Which goes into our talk back at the end that we normally have. I enjoy the talk back, which I normally don't enjoy talk backs because it's just the audience, asking you. Because the plays aren't really, you do a comedy, like it's like, well, what were you thinking? I was just hoping you had a good time, right? Did I make you laugh? But with this show, we've learned about so many different people's lives, like. This show really touches people in a way, and for us to be able to represent maybe a part of people that hasn't been healed yet or a situation that they've been through, but like they use the play to like get over it and stuff. I think it's beautiful.
I agree.
Should churches come see this show? Or do you think preachers should come see this show?
Yes. This is a show for the community. Period. Whether that community be a neighborhood, a church, fraternity, sorority, whatever that community might be, it's really more about who are you as an individual? What do you want to bring out of others? How do you inspire others to make their choices? Anybody, I would even say more specifically, anybody who's in a mentoring capacity that has to or is trying to help others find themselves should see this show. There's one of the great lines: "You got to know who you are before you can do for others." And this show brings out that one question: if in these situations, what is your real belief? Whether you believe on the left or the right or in the middle, you have to have a choice. You have to make that decision. And once you can make that decision, then it allows you to be more free in guiding and mentoring others. So that's what I would say this show is for mentors, for leaders, and then for the community.
So you've never been to one of my dinner theaters, and that's fine because we're on year 10 of a tasting theater. But I'm happy your first time experiencing it, you'll be in it. So I guess I would have to answer the questions about like what you can expect when you get there. Yeah?
So what would you expect from coming to this dinner theater?
First of all, I title it a dinner theater experience because that's just what it is. Like it's not a like. Please don't come to support. Come experience. Like come enjoy yourself. Like this is really for you. For this one in particular, we're doing dinner and discussions because this is such a heavy play. We're gonna have talks about the play and have a licensed psychologist come and speak to us and stuff. And so normally you have dinner while you watch the play. This time we're gonna have dinner first. So we'll have dinner, live music. It's gonna be awesome, and then we'll show the play afterwards. You can expect fun, you can expect good music, you can expect really good food. You get to choose your dinner options this time. You can expect wine if you do VIP, and if you come to brunch, unlimited mimosas, you can expect that. It's really an exciting time, and I'm very happy that people enjoy coming and come back year after year after year. I'm very appreciative of it.
I can imagine. I'm looking forward to my choice between the bread pudding and the peach cobbler.
I think I'm gonna eat a different one every night. Every time. I'm gonna switch it up. Or I might sneak in the kitchen and just get them all. If they'll let me in.
Little taste.
This is my first time being in a show, which is freaking me out on a major level because I'm usually the one running behind the scenes, making sure everybody gets what they need to do. But for the first time, I have to create the fourth wall. So I'm going to be sitting in a corner while the whole thing is being ran. And I am nervous.
Well, that's your 10th anniversary present.
To who?
To yourself, to let go. To sit back and let it, trust the process that you've already established.
Yeah.
It'll be there. And it's going to be great.
So come see me in the show. This is my first one. Everybody has to pay. Everybody. So guys, you got to come see us in the show. October 25th, 26th. Get your tickets. Be there. It's going to be awesome.
Can't wait to see you.